things are about to get spicy here. Let's go, people. Bart Hanson with number 1, JC number 3.
Oh, how's the tables have turned?
Bart here, under the gun, raising it up, ace jack off suit. This is a hand he actually talked about a similar spot on a stream. Oh my god, JC's got rockets. This is amazing.
Blast off. Blast off.
Yeah, so actually because Bart is principled, he may find a way out of this one.
I think did someone come out for a string, Brett? What's happening here?
JC was reaching and some chips fell out of his hand.
That was
The
the
100
intended
chip
bet.
didn't leave his hand.
That's why I announce my raises, y'all, because different clubs have different rules about betting lines. No one's ever going, and if they don't hear your verbal, they'll ask you to repeat it. So at the table, my big chips are in front, my cards are in front of my chips, and I'm announcing my raises. I don't want no stupid errors.
There you
I
go.
do those just fine on my own when I get tens.
Nice. Mike Youngblood joining us in the chat. What is up, dude?
Mikey!
The way is right, as we have a very safe flop here for JC. Going to continue for half pot, a little under half pot, and Bart here with the 2 overs, ace high, going to be good.
Bart, Admiral Akbar.
JC is the guy that you just like buckle in with your ace high against, and this is very much a situation where like it really pays to have the image that JC has for when he gets the nuts, right? Like
That's the whole reason for the charade, people.
so JC is going to go for a bet line here when the top pair or top card on the board pairs, and this is okay. Like I think this is certainly okay. You're targeting a lot of your opponent's pairs, pocket pairs. But I kind of like to do a bet line in these scenarios sometimes. In any case, let's see what Bart does here facing this 375 on the turn. He is going to call this, so this is actually working out quite nicely for JC. Pot swelling up to 1.3K, off to an 8 of hearts on the river. Front door draw missed. JC should be going for a nice chunky bet here. Front door clubs missed. He has the ace of clubs, which is the perfect card to have in your hand because that means that your opponent is going to be more weighted towards good bluff catchers rather than having the ace high clubs themselves, which is just going to fold on the river. He is going to go for the full chunky bet. I love this. Everything I'm seeing from JC tonight is solid.
950? Is that
Yeah,
950?
950
Yummy.
into 1.3, and this is fantastic. Bart is put in a terrible spot here. Having the jack of clubs is a little bit of a problem for him, but it didn't bother him up until now. So let's see if he does sort of nut up and make the call, or if he says to himself, look, I've called all the way down and he's still going for it, and I have the jack of clubs. Now is the time to pull the ripcord and get out of here. The content in the chat is great. Bart is going to let it go, and I presume that had something to do with the jack of clubs. Troy here going to raise under the gun, ace-10 of clubs. Several players just going to dip out, get out of the way with these rags. Rob in the cutoff, even going to let go of his ace high. JC is like, nah, you guys are all folding. I have 2 cards, and I'm going to play them. Let's see what he's got over there. A couple of queens, so some reasonable holdings up there. And Bart has aces. Things are about to get spicy here. Let's go, people. Bart Hanson with number 1, JC number 3.
Oh, how's the tables have turned?
How the turns have tabled. Troy going to go ahead and get out of the way. And back over to JC. And JC knows what this looks like. He's putting in the 3-bet on the button. But Bart is coming in for a cold 4 out of the blind. So JC should tread a little bit softly here. If he goes for a 5-bet, he's really going to narrow his opponent's range down to just the premiums. So he is just going to flat here. I like this decision. And Bart now with the ace is going to make aces up on this flop 5-5-3 with no flush draw. That is a safe board for queens. No ace, no king. If your opponent was bluffing the ace king, you've dodged all of those outs. And let's see here. Let's see how Bart navigates this I would presume this will be, yeah, 2/3 continuation bet for him. JC definitely can't go anywhere on this flop with this action. And yeah, two of the deepest stacks at the table. This pot could really balloon up quickly. Bet a 400 and a call to a turn. 9 of diamonds, no help to JC. Looking for just the last queen in the deck. We see the queen of diamonds has been folded out. Just the queen of clubs to come for a miracle. First, we got to get through the turn, though. And to get all of the chips in here, Bart can go for a variety of different sizes, but he is definitely looking to get all of the chips in the middle at this point. 1.4 in the middle, a bet and a call of somewhere like 800, I think, sets up
1050. He's going 1050. He's going higher than that. That's my guess. Just my guess.
Okay.
He cut out 10. I love being right.
Yeah, 1.4 in the middle. This looks to be bet of 1100. Leaves himself 2.2 behind. JC calls this. Pot's going to go up to 3.6K. And Bart will have left himself just about a geometric 2/3 there on the end. Let's see how JC responds.
A lot of people are saying Jasmine would have turned a full house. She folded 9s to no raises. But perhaps she did save her money. I don't think she was going to get past a 4-bet. And we all know that Jasmine, she doesn't fire little shots. She empties the whole clip.
So yeah, this does look very strong from Bart, right? So JC trying to piece this all together, and this is very much so the line of someone that has aces. If they're balancing appropriately, they're going to have some bluffs in here, but it's kind of tough to figure them all out. And JC is going to take this line of all in, which I think is a little bit curious. I guess he decides that he just doesn't want his opponent to hit an ace or king on the end if he's ahead. I'm a little bit baffled by that.
Bart gave out a little exhale like that wasn't his favorite thing, but that was, so he did snap it.
Running it twice, so harmless 7 and then a 6. So no help to JC.
He's still good.
Full double up, as we like to say, for Bart Hanson. Going to get 4K off of JC. And all of that work that JC has put in, building that stack up, just gets chopped off at the knees. Certainly don't like to do that. JC here coming on in after an open to 75 from Bobby with the sailboats. JC has the 5s and Bart Hanson with a couple of 9s. And he is going to play this as a 3-bet out of the straddle, facing the open on the button and the call from the big blind. Definitely a good spot to squeeze.
Absolutely.
255 to go. Pot size raise. I like that. And Bobby, yeah, not getting a great price. He would get to play the rest of the hand in position, but 2 4s, you're just going to miss the flop so frequently that even if you're like, all right, my opponent can have ace-king and like some other type holdings, you're just really going to buckle in with a pair of 4s. JC in a similar spot, except even worse. He's, whoa. JC is piling this in. He has much more than 951, by the way. He has much more than 951. In fact, he may have twice that. But he's going to go for the flat call and then the jam. And Bart is like, wait a minute.
No,
what does this?
Called.
Yeah, this is 2.2K jam from JC.
Wow.
He's going to try to get his chips back in dramatic fashion. Can he find a 5 or some sort of funky flush or something?
Yes,
There's a 5!
Yes, he can.
Needs to dodge a 9 on the river. Oh, it's the 9! I'm sorry for your eardrums, but that's a set.
Resuck, and they're running it twice.
Set.
Okay, we'll see if that happens again.
Oh my God, Bart
Woo!
turns over the nines.
Wow. Wow.
Needs a 5. That's no 5. There was quads for the pocket 4s there, but it was on the second run out that
Holy
never happened.
smokes and
Oh my
pajamas.
God, that was such a nasty, nasty hand. Look at that. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you doing so, and we look forward to having you guys here in the viewership here moving forward. We got a little bit of a spoiler alert here, as I've just got word from junior producer Seth that this is an interesting hand. So thanks for the spoiler there, bro. JC opens. Well, we're about to find that out for ourselves, okay? All right? All right. JC opening it up with the 6s. Gets 3-bet by Bart Hanson. Andrew makes the cold call on the button, and JC going to come along as well. 3 ways to a flop we go. There's a 6 in the window and a king right behind it. Oh, my God.
Set over set.
Is JC going to run into it? Andrew has a gutter to a straight as well, which would be better than both of these players. Check from JC. Bart's going to continue with the top set here. No, Andrew's done with it. No interest in coming along. JC, he is thinking this is his moment to get these chips back, and he is just running into it. So bottom set with a pretty wet board out here with a couple of clubs is definitely going to be a spot where very frequently you're going to want to go for a check raise. Not always, because this board does favor your opponent's range pretty heavily. But yeah, if you're going to do it, this is the hand to do it with. JC comes in 425 on the check raise. Bart Hanson is loving this. 2 deepest stacks at the table. Bart going to take another peek. Yep, 2 still red kings. Interesting body language here from Bart as he looks at his cards, then goes back to the chips. And he's going to make the call. 5 of clubs, a little bit of an action killer here. This may save JC. In fact, he's actually going to pick up infinitely more equity than he had before, drawing to just another 6. Now he's got all of the clubs in the deck that can bail him out as well. And JC, he's like, well, I have a club blocker, so maybe you've got a flush, maybe just ace king, something like that. Definitely still going to continue for value. Goes for 850 here. Bart now loses to all of the flushes that were going for the bluff on the flop. Is going to make the call here. 3K in the pot now. Off to a river we go. JC, 6 or a club? No, it's a deuce of hearts. And Bart Hanson is going to win this if we make it to showdown, which I can't imagine anything else happening. Let's see here. JC probably still thinking that he's got the best of it. If his opponent has an ace-king type hand, he can't have a flush. And he really just loses to a set of 10, set of kings. JC here should be going for max value. I mean, I could expect this being, you know, 2,000, 2,500. He's going to keep it a little bit more reasonably sized, I guess. Yeah, that size, I take it back. That size would be a little bit too polar, given the fact that there is a flush out there. So this is designed to get called. He's going to turn the 6s over confidently and sees the kings. And JC goes for the full face palm, understandable.